Witam was serdecznie. Okej, my mamy następną misję przed sobą.
Did Masako send you to try and convince me to acquire Infinity Ltd? I think we both know that's not going to work. Our public perception is good enough. If you ask me, reaching out to save Infinity just makes us look weak.
Musimy mnie przekonać.
The neuroamp gives us the power to crush our competitors, not take them under our wing. This is exactly why Masako's time as CEO is finished. Good. If you use that neuroamp wisely, it will guarantee that Infinity gets shut down.
Manipulacja.
Well, it does make Ryujin look good. And we do gain a wider customer base, which means higher profits. You're oddly right about this one, Op. I guess you are worth keeping around. As long as everyone has Ryujin's best interests in mind, this should make for an interesting meeting.
Za Infinity.
An issue? That would be a foolish move. Dalton and Alexis are the only two against it. You'd never get the rest to shut it down. Dangerous indeed. For all I know, you're using it right now. The irony. Perhaps I didn't see it earlier, but you're right. The moment a competitor reverse engineers Vina's work, it'll be chaos. The last thing I want is to have my brain scrambled because some engineer didn't do their due diligence. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot of preparations to make.
Masako zagłosuje za pozyskaniem Infinity, twierdzi, że potrzebuje co najmniej połowy głosów, aby zapewnić sobie sukces. Lecz nie podoba mi się pomysł wewnętrzny, mam teraz okazję na wstrzymanie dalszych badań. No mi się to nie podoba. To mi się akurat nie podoba. Tak też zrobimy. A za wewnętrznym. Tu mamy ciebie.
You operatives really will wear anything. Just the person I wanted to see. I want to get all the details locked down for this meeting, and I believe you to be one of the best sources available. Good. I prefer first-hand feedback when available. You've had the chance to encounter members of Infinity Ltd. Throughout your assignments here. Do you think they're worth redemption? And why?
Że powinniśmy co zrobić. Więc roi się od niekompetentnych przyjęcie ich to obciążenie, którego nie potrzebujemy, nie?
Saving the jobs of thousands is altruistic, which is not a luxury corporations have. It's a financial burden. It would be a huge undertaking on my part. This is true. Infinity never had the financial resources to match our salary offers. Getting what few capable employees they have at half the salary we typically pay here could have major payoffs in the long run. Next question. What is your opinion on how Masako handled the mole situation?
To będzie jeszcze ogarnięte. Panie, nie bój się. Nie bój się. On sobie udowodnił, że radzi sobie z każdej sytuacji.
And why do you feel it was well handled?
Bo ja to zrobiłem.
I just want to know the why behind your statement.
Bo ja to ogarniałem.
I agree. Should Masako had informed us too early, we may have all turned on each other. I appreciate the insight. I suppose I should ask if there's anything I can do for you, considering how helpful you've been.
Yep.
It's only dangerous to those who can't afford one. Hence the added motivation that will bolster sales. I think we all know how averse I am to chaos. Finances are my forte, so you make a good point. Our competition has yet to truly master neuroamps, but the possibility is there. It's a risk I am unwilling to take. At this time. This has been rather enlightening for me.
Dobrze idzie.
It's good to see you again.
Ona będzie
And
za.
how's my favorite patient doing? Not seeing any temporal memory flashes or losing time, I hope.
Za neuropierdolnikiem.
That's great. I'd say Project Dominion is ready for legitimate human trials in that case. One step closer to seeing market approval. Genevieve is going to be so excited. So, tell me what you think of the neuroamp.
Wszystko zmieni, będzie sławna.
I hope you're not actually suggesting that the technology I spent years working on and perfecting never sees the light of day. This is groundbreaking work. My life's work. Fine. Make your case.
Okropieństwo, do których może to posłużyć, są znacznie gorsze niż dobro z niego wynika. Będzie zbyt oburzony, nigdy więcej nie znajdziesz pracy.
I can actually see how bad that could get. Well, this conversation's made me feel like a proper monster. But you're right. In a perfect world, tech like this is used for good. But this world is far from perfect. It is. It really is. For years, my only focus has been, is this possible? And then, how do I make it work? I never stopped to consider if it was right, or what it would mean. I guess it'll be up to a vote either way. It's not on the meeting agenda, so I assume you'll bring it up yourself? We just have to hope the others will see reason. So the next question is, what will the fate of Infinity Ltd be?
Zarządca będzie przeświadczony tym, jak próbował otworzyć twoje badania.
Exactly. Not that I want to gloat over it. Maybe just a little. Okay, so DeMarcus and I have really been looking forward to it, so fingers crossed this deal goes through. Well, this has certainly been the most interesting conversation of my day. All we can do now is look forward to the meeting, right? See you in there.
Dobra.
If only there were more hours in the day.
No, to święta racja.
My department. If you need something, make it quick. You heard correct. I've every reason to believe that Infinity Ltd is the Pandora's box of corporations. All right, I could use the entertainment. Tell me why Infinity is a good asset.
Ponieważśmy konkurencję, zyskaliśmy nowych klientów.
I do pride myself on solid contracts, and this one would be especially challenging. That's a decent argument. Huh. Well, what do you know? I think you just convinced me. Talent like yours belongs in the courtroom.
Kurde.
Are you trying to add to my stress right now? First off, if I find out you used that device on me, I will tie you up in court on whatever charges I can conjure for the rest of your life. Second, that tech is one major human rights violation that no legal team wants to fight. I'll do whatever I can to make sure it's either severely delayed or collects dust in storage. In an ideal situation,
Tylko ją manipuluje. Tylko.
And I suppose creating that ideal situation is within my power. Now you've made it sound like a proper challenge that I can't help but accept. Masako's lucky to have you at her disposal, even if you are a continual thorn in my side. You may be the greatest asset, aside from the internal neuroamp, that Ryujin has. This exchange has been surprisingly insightful, but now I really do need to get back to my notes.
Jeszcze ty.
Is Masako checking up on me to make sure I'm on her side? Well, you can let Masako know to rest easy. It just so happens that her agenda lines up with mine. We just need to grab Infinity Ltd. while it's got the public's full attention. I'm all about free PR, especially when it's painting us in a good light. You know, you're right. There's really too much we don't know about their financial and legal records. If any of those ghosts come to haunt, all that good PR would disappear.
Jedną naprzeciw. Źle nacisnąłem.
All right. I suppose you've earned the right to voice your opinion after everything you've done, qualified or not. So let's hear it. The possible backlash on tech like this is not lost on me. However, the internal neuroamp will define the next era of tech, with RYZEN at the forefront. It's not an opportunity you just walk away from. You're right. The moment you violate your customers' trust, there's a good chance they'll never come back. Even worse, you push them into the hands of your competitors. Well, it seems your talents really do stretch beyond just being an operative. Good talk. Maybe I'll even consult you on future endeavors.
Spoksik. Jeszcze jeden, więc tak, mam już swoje.
This meeting should prove to be very interesting. I assume Masako briefed you on her preferred outcome.
Yep.
Good on you.
It would be almost fitting to see the technology immediately turned
nie
on
ma
those
głowy.
who fostered its creation.
If it were up to me, I'd have shut down Project Dominion a long time ago. I knew it was a grave security risk, and look what happened.
Jest kluczowe dla przyszłych sukcesów.
You read my mind. Let's just hope Masako and the others see it that way.
Nie bój się.
Plus, if we vote to acquire Infinity Ltd., we're about to add a significant workload onto my team. The last thing I want to deal with are any more incidents this new neuroamp might cause. I imagine we're looking at months of work. Infinity Ltd. is obviously not known for their security. I only hope that Masako and the others will be patient with the process. Now, if you excuse me,
Mamy
I
to.
have some preparations to make. We'll be announcing Ularu's termination of employment at this meeting, so I need to have security ready to escort her off the premises.
Okej. Mamy spotkanie. Ale bez głowy. Jak? Są wszyscy? I każdy się patrzy, gdzie jest ta głowa.
All right, everyone. As you all know, we've successfully exposed Infinity Ltd's botched human trials and murder for hire through SSNN. The public is outraged. Had Lucas not been a casualty in our plans, I'm sure they'd be demanding his head. RYZEN will be launching a statement, but I believe now is the perfect time to acquire Infinity Ltd.
Burzenie chęci zakupienia swoich pracowników.
Believe it or not, I agree. The acquisition has risks, and it's going to create a lot of work for all of us. But the overall payoff will be worth it.
That and Infinity Ltd's current situation makes them more affordable than ever.
Arguments?
Acquiring Infinity Ltd. now is not a good look, especially if the public believes Masako was involved.
I think what we're all overlooking is what led us to this situation to begin with. Yes, our security was compromised. But considering Dalton was hired by Masako, the issue obviously starts at the top. In fact, I propose that Misako be removed from CEO altogether.
Ularu, this isn't a line you want to cross.
And considering you're the mole, if anyone's going to be removed from power,
I wyszło.
it's going to be you.
Hold up. Are you saying you lied to us?
Dalton, the last meeting we had, you distinctly said Imogene was the mole, and she'd been dealt with.
Nope. Kłamaliśmy mi, że tylko po to, aby Ularu obciążyła samą siebie.
Do you even have any proof to back up this outrageous claim?
Yep.
Of course we do. The malicious code you hid on this slate to upload incriminating evidence against Misako onto Lucas Drexler's computer.
To put it bluntly, Ularu, you're fired.
Tylko?
Security will hold you in your office until a proper exit interview can be done.
This isn't right. I should at least have the opportunity to resign.
Nope.
And allow you to still be marketable to a competitor? I don't think so. This may be news to me, and I will be reviewing the evidence closely. But this isn't something you just get to walk away from.
To twój koniec.
Security, escort Miss Chen to her office and see that she stays put.
You'll regret this. All of you.
I believe the only regret would be trusting you to begin with.
All right, back to business. All in favor of acquiring Infinity Ltd?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Good. Alexis, start drawing up the necessary documentation. Anyone have anything else they'd like to bring up?
Uważam, że prace nad wewnętrznym powinny zostać przerwane.
The internal neuroamp
Tak.
is a key component of Ryujin Industries' success for the next 10 years, if not more. Why would we shelve it after we've finally perfected it?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's right. Regardless of the pros, the cons are too morally and ethically irresponsible to move forward with.
The moment the public gets wind of the true capabilities of this tech, we're gonna suffer severe backlash.
Very well. All in favor of shelving Project Dominion?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Vina, prep Project Dominion for storage. Any other matters to bring forth?
Moja wypłata.
None?
Moja
This
wypłata.
concludes our order of business for
I mój
today.
XP.
At least if you're here, you're not screwing up out there.
Shelving the internal neuroamp. Not the outcome I anticipated.
Dlaczego wewnętrznie ma jest zacząć się zgadza, ta decyzja wyjdzie nam na dobre.
The truth remains. Lucas Drexler learned a hard lesson, and we exposed a traitor.
No i on już nie żyje.
You've proven yourself to be quite the asset here at Ryujin. I suppose it is. Gratitude isn't something you typically hear these days in the corporate world. I truly appreciate the work you put into exposing Ularu. No operative has ever had to investigate our own to the extent that you did. I can imagine it may have been a lot of pressure, considering you were fairly new at the time.
There was no honor in Ularu's plan. It did not deserve to succeed.
Dla mnie nic nowego.
Imogene's instincts were right about you. Now, as promised, I have your bonus.
Yeah!
I hope you'll find it appropriate for all you've done. And I'm promoting you to senior operative. You've more than earned it.
To mało powiedziane. Nie no, dziękuję.
It's well deserved. As for the details, I think someone back on the operations floor would prefer to explain those to you.
8400, 5000.
If you are free soon, could we talk? I suppose now you can... I think it is...
nikt mógł posiadać tak dużej kontroli nad innymi.
Except you. Ah, yes. I do not think any.
No nie masz głowy.
I suggest you keep with the neural amp.
I have things I wish to discuss with you.
I have been curious. You could have delivered the artifact. It does seem to be a unique situation with serious consequences.
Kurde, z ilu osobami musimy porozmawiać? Z Andreą rozmawiamy.
But my family Yes, that is one way of putting it. I am often surprised at how reluctant some are to agree with the idea. They sometimes seem offended, I would suggest that. When I first came to New Atlantis,
Kurde, mnie to nie interesuje.
Their experience is so different. Yes, they were. Purpose. I have. My family.
Już można flirtować?
My parents, you can imagine. It has certainly proven valuable. For now, though, it was. I believe that. I am pleased.
Dobra. I mamy. Zrobione. Ale mało kaski dostałem. Myślałem, że więcej. Z tobą bym chciał rozmawiać. Mogę więcej sobie włączyć. Ale okej. Dobrze, zaczynamy od Imogen.
My company's future.
No i co, kopitko?
You've certainly shaken things up around here. I still can't believe Ularu tried to frame me. An obvious misjudgment on my part. But now that's all in the past. It's time to get back to your typical day-to-day. It's nice to see your recent experiences haven't soured you on the company. Now, since you are new, you've been dealing with people, but most of our assignments are generated on the mission board. The board holds any available assignments that our techs have pieced together, and I've approved. Questions?
Nope.
Good. The mission board is generally self-explanatory anyway. With your promotion, you've earned yourself an office, so whenever you're ready, you can find your own personal mission board inside. And the best perk of them all, you're free to make your own hours. Oh, and congratulations, of course.
Dzięki.
You certainly will. Go check out the board, and if you have any questions, I suppose I can start up an open door policy, just for you.
Don't cause any trouble.
Nie. Myślałem, że moje biuro jest tu. To jest moje biuro. Spoko. Zakuj komputer, podłóż do wody, sabotaż. Kasy zarabiać. Dobra. Z perecem. Odbierz statek. To do loży. Rozmawiam jeszcze z nimi, żeby ich mieć z głowy. Ale okej, dwie frakcje już mamy całkowicie załatwione.
If it were not for the lodge, I think I would avoid this city. It is all just...
I may not quite enjoy New Atlantis, but this is much better.
I have to talk about the Starborn. Do you have a second? You do, right? Right? How could we not talk about it for the rest of our lives? It could be the dawn of a new era of humanity. Or It could be an elaborate prank or any number of mundane explanations. Well, they were definitely unusual, but aliens seem so inhuman, obviously. I just have so many questions. We just need more data. There has to be a way to draw them out and figure out where they're coming from. It's one of our few facts about them. It seemed very important to them, too. This could be a turning point for humanity, you know? Or it could be just the emergence of a powerful new faction, or some sort of elite military tech, or a gazillionaire with nothing else to do. All we know is that they wanted that artifact badly.
Musimy się dowiedzieć, kim oni są.
Agreed. That is going to require more observations, more encounters with them. And who knows? Maybe we'll never see them again. Take a break. Let's chat. Neon. You think it would be... But I can't think of any town that's more stressful. Reunion. Infinity Ltd. And there you were, navigating corporate bureaucracy like a professional. Humanity went to the stars and explored new worlds. And some still ended up sitting at desks all day long. Not sure if I should laugh or cry. Look, I know Neon is going to be Neon, no matter what any of us do about it. But I'm glad you put a stop to that neural amp tech. Nothing good was going to come from that.
Dokładnie.
I do. Trust me. I think it's fascinating and has potential to help beyond our wildest dreams. But we can't just believe that they have the best intentions here. Too much is at stake to risk it. I guess we'll find out if we can trust them if you suddenly start coming after all of us, huh? I guess we'll find out. Anyway, not that I care a ton about the internal politics of some ethically dubious megacorp, but... So, Masako, huh? I mean, between her and Ularu Chen, I get it, but... You don't trust her, do you? Well, I trust you, and I'm glad the choice was yours and not mine. Anyway, you didn't happen to pick up any investment tips while you were in there? Just kidding. I don't even want to know.
Dobra. Ciebie mamy. Sam, gdzie ty jesteś?
I am at your service, Captain.
Gdzie oni są? Oni gdzieś polecieli? Szkoda, że za to też XP-ka nie dostaje. A, oni są u mnie na statku, no tak.
Back in our own ship.
A, ona dostała głowę chyba z powrotem.
Yes?
Tu jesteś.
I wanted to talk to you, but honestly, I don't know where to begin. The Starborn's technology is simply astonishing. It's just... almost too much to process. Yes, I suppose I am. But you can hardly blame me, can you? You do understand the significance of this encounter, don't you? This is humankind's first contact with what I believe is an alien race. A race with technology that could be far superior to our own. Oh, we could learn so much from them. I wouldn't say I was afraid. More like approaching the situation with caution. can't be a coincidence that these Starborn suddenly appeared after your experience at that temple. We know they're here to lay claim to the artifacts, but what's their true motivation? What aren't they telling us?
Obawiam się, że są tu, by nas zniszczyć.
It's very disturbing, especially with all of that cutting-edge technology at their disposal. Damn. Oh, if only we knew more about the Starborn. What their species is like, where they're from, how they're able to speak our language. I feel like a cadet on my very first day aboard a spaceship. My mind is absolutely swimming with questions. Obviously. But there has to be more to these beings than simply originating from another world. Their name alone, Starborn. There's some type of hidden meaning there. Something that feels very old, perhaps even ancient. Whatever the case may be, I can assure you that Constellation intends to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Powinniśmy na siebie wszystko, aby dowiedzieć się więcej o tych istotach.
Exactly.
Dokładnie.
We must use all of the tools at our disposal to learn more about the Starborn and their connection to the artifacts.
Będę przy tobie, by pomagać ci na każdym kroku. Oh yeah!
I really appreciate your support right now. You know, it's funny. When I was a little girl, I'd lay on the ground and stare up at the stars. I was absolutely convinced they held a secret. I'd remain there for hours in silence, eyes closed, listening, waiting for the secret to be whispered in my ear. This encounter with the Starborn is that moment to me. The stars are finally whispering, and I need to hear what they have to say.
Poznamy ten sekret, obiecuję.
I knew I could count on your support. Well then, I've certainly wasted enough of your valuable time. Just do be careful if you cross paths with these Starborn in the future. I wouldn't want to lose one of the most valuable members of Constellation. We should have a talk.
O kurde, jeszcze jedna rozmowa.
Handling those tricky decisions regarding Ryujin must have been difficult. In fact, I'm amazed you were able to deal with them at all. Those types of corporations remind me why I never ventured into business. I can't stand that way of life.
Nie wszystkie korporacje są tak nienormalne, jak
I
twierdzisz.
suppose you've proven that point already at Ryujin. After all, based on your recommendation, they've ceased their work on that disturbing neuroamp technology.
Mógł pozwolić na powstanie wroga bez zamiania.
Why wouldn't I be pleased about your decision? Can you imagine if that technology had fallen into the wrong hands? The awful things you could force people to do. Oh, it's terribly frightening.
Zgadzam się, negatywne aspekty znacznie przeważają plusy. Tak.
Yes, quite. Well, I've certainly taken up enough of your time. Thanks for letting me get that off my mind.
Okej, szybko to była ta rozmowa. To mi się chociaż podobało. Byłem w loży. Tam ziomka nie było. A bo on tutaj na dworze siedzi.
I'm up for a little adventure. Of all the places in the galaxy, only Neon can make me feel so damn oily. And you dealt with its absolute worst. Ryujin, Infinity LTD, all of it. You doing all right? That was a lot. Well, it just makes you human. How come no matter how advanced society gets, we still just can't help coming up with new horrors to inflict on ourselves? Mechs, xeno-warfare, and now this neuro-amp tech. I swear, it's the worst yet. Thank God you put a stop to it. Amen to that. With a piece of work like Ryujin, I know there isn't a good person to put in charge. I mean, I guess Masako's better than Ularu Chen, but you just know if violence, or being just plain evil was the path of least resistance, then Masako would pick it same as Ularu.
Masakra cokolna stanowiła najmniejsze zło. Niech będzie.
You're right. I know you're right. Well, the whole damned affair is over. Thank God.
Okej, jak ciebie też mamy. To jest git. Mamy tylko jeszcze dwie frakcje. To mam ten zbugowany. Drobne to, że później ciebie jeszcze zrobimy, to nie wiem. To znaleźliśmy, to już 5 razy zrobiłem. To potem zrobię, jak odblokuję. A to ja na pewno nie powtórzę. Ale okej. Głębiej w nieznane. W następnym odcinku. Ale na tym zakończę. To trzymajcie się i do zobaczenia.